Hey guys, so it is 4 o'clock in the morning. I've been hearing birds chirp since 3 this morning. I've been out here for since fucking 12. I've been watching videos like nonstop out here, making videos, watching movies, shit like that. Bug Birds do not fucking sleep, dude. They're fucking chirping at 3, 2, and 2:40. Like you'll hear a couple chirp, 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 and like two, and then all of a sudden three, a couple here chirping here and there, and then there's fucking at 4 o'clock in the morning. Chirp, 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 chirp. If you can hear them, you can hear them. Now, at 6 in the morning, you'll start hearing cows moving. Like there's one cow that moves. Like legit, it is so fucking loud. The nearest farm is probably a mile and a half away. You can hear that fucking cow go moo, moo. It's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. 6 in the goddamn morning, shut up. No, it's gonna move. Fucking cows. Hate them. Okay, I don't hate them, they're kind of cute. Because one time, I was living in Ohio, and because we lived out in the country, we had to pick out one of the, like, we had to pick out a job thing since I was a senior. It was for fucking financial class. We had to do it. And it was like half our grade. Like, if you didn't do this shit, you'd get an F. So I'm like, okay, well, free day out of school. Sweet shit. So I called, like, I was talking to my teacher, and what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, I like animals, so I guess I'll be a vet. So, the teacher and I got my permission slip. I went to the vet's office and I got the doctor to sign a note for me so I can get out of class. And then I got another note from my teacher so I can get excused for the day. My first day was in the clinic. Yeah, it was in the clinic because we had the in the field or in the office, and then I had another day off where I could go out in the field. First day I was in the office, I gotta do so much cool shit. I gotta see everything. I watched a dog get spayed. I tested a dog if it had worms. And someone brought their alpacas to the actual office, and we had checked to see if they were. I had to hold them and make sure the doctor didn't get bitten by it. So I'm like, you expect me to get bitten by it? Of course, you have to fill out a form and let them know what's going on. And so I'm watching him, and I'm like watching all this shit, like all these cool animals. I'm an animal person, as you know. So I'm watching the doctor do his thing, and the last person that came in had a very old dog, which was heartbreaking because he came in and he's like, "Oh, I'm coming to euthanize so and so," and I'm like, "Oh, cute ass dog." Like, I mean, it was a cute old dog. Like, you know how old dogs kind of. This dog was cute. It was a bulldog. I think it was an American bulldog that he said it was. So I looked at him, I'm like, oh. And I didn't have the heart to even go in the operating room. I was you know, when you put your animal down, it is so heartbreaking. Like, I looked at the doctor and he's like, do you want to come and, you know, watch us? I'm like, no. I looked at the doctor, I'm like, he needs his time. This is a peace moment. He needs to have his last few minutes with his dog. And I don't think I should be there watching this. Because that is his dog, that is his privacy, that is. I couldn't even do it. And I looked at him and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I don't mean, I'm not gonna be in here, but I'm sorry. And, you know, said my piece, and I looked at the dog and I'm like, it's okay, you're going to a better place, you're gonna see each other again at the Rainbow Bridge, and cried a little bit, and then I walked out the room, and 10 minutes later, like, the doctor walks out, and then the guy walks out with the dog, and I'm like, fuck. Like, this guy actually brought a freaking plastic bag. And after the dog was put down and everything, he put the dog in the plastic bag and took him home. So I was a little heartbroken after that. Like I was like, damn, I don't think I could do that. So that was the one day. And the doctor said he filled out my form and said what I did and everything, and then he told me, he's like, all right, now for the second one, bring some boots, bring some pants you don't give a crap about, wear your crappiest clothes, and wear your crappiest shoes. Okay, I guess I could do that. So I got my crappiest clothes on and um, get up at like 6 in the morning and I had to get driven to like the doctor's office and stuff, or the vet's office, and the guy came picked me up and he's like, all right, you ready to do some dirty work? And I'm like, not really, but I guess I can. So we go out to the farms. The first barn was like an hour and a half away. Like it was so far away. I'm sitting and we're talking and he's like, so how'd you like, we talked about the vet office and I'm like, I don't know, I hope I like this one better. So the first one we go to, um, we had to check for cows if they were pregnant. Yay me. So I'm watching the doctor and he has his glove, or he didn't even put a glove on. And he's sticking his hand in the freaking cow's butthole. And he's like feeling if there's a baby in there. And he's like, oh, there's a baby in this one. And the cow's shitting on his hand. I'm like, oh, ew, gross, ew, no. And then he's like, so do you want to see if we can find baby? I'm like, can I wear a glove on my arm? He's like, yeah. So I put a glove on my arm and stick my hand in there. As I'm putting my hand in there, I felt this cow's like shitting and peeing on me. I'm like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, it's pissing and shitting on me. And he's like feeling there, and I'm like feeling, and and I'm feeling, and I found out, he's like, now do you feel a head? And I kind of like went around and everything, and I felt a head, and I'm like, there's a baby in here. I feel it. He's like, all right, now that's a baby. And I'm like, okay. Pull my arm out. I'm like, ew. I'm done doing this one. So then he's like, he goes into his kit, and there was a cow with like this huge mass on its leg. And he's like, here, hold the scalpel. And I'm like, what am I doing with the scalpel? And he's like, all right. And he kind of like held the cow's butt where it went kick. And he's like, you want to cut it open? I'm like, cut what open? He's like, just go through it. And I'm like, and I went through, and he's just like, now poke it and slice. Starts bleeding and bleh, mucus everywhere. I'm like, oh my god, that is disgusting. And I'm like, so we're gonna sew that up, right? He's like, no, we're just gonna let it go, and after it'll heal after a while. I'm like, oh my god, that is disgusting. As we're going through it, there's a cute guy, and I'm just like, he was a farm boy. I'm like, oh my god, he is so cute. Oh, and like, then all of a sudden, like his father's like, hey, come help us with this. So he comes, and like there's like all of a sudden there's these three muscly hot cowboys just walking around. I'm like, and they had this cow. And I'm looking, I'm like, damn. And he's like, do you want to come in? I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'll let you watch this one. I was like, so what are you gonna do with this one? He's like, well, we're gonna tie one of its stomachs off. How the hell are you gonna do that? They all four of them flipped the cow on his back, and the doctor tied off one of the stomachs. I'm like, and the cow is legit kicking. I'm like, I am glad I'm not in there because I would flip. So I'm watching these guys do this shit. I'm like, wow, I'm definitely not gonna be a farm girl at all. So then go to another farm and they have baby cows. Oh my god, baby cows are so cute. So like the doctor's like going off, and I forgot what he was doing, but he went off because he had to go do something with special cows, and he made me help all the other cowboys chase these cows into different fields. So I'm doing that. He's like, okay, well, you can take a rest. Because he had to go do his thing. I was going to let him do his thing. So I went to baby cows. And there was one baby cow named Buttons. He had a little, like, oh, thing on his forehead. I'm like, oh, he's so cute. And I started petting him. And then he grabbed onto 3 of my fingers and started sucking on him. Like I was a baby. Like I was a mama. And I'm like, oh, he's so cute. And one of the cowboys comes up and he's like, oh, yeah, he's going to be a great meat cow. You're going to eat him? Yeah, that's what we do around here. Okay. Bye, Buttons. I'll probably be eating you in a few weeks. So, and then, like, after that, we went to, then I got home, and I started talking about my day. And then the next day, like, when we got to school the next day, we had to share what we did. So I'm standing up there, and I'm telling my story, and then all of a sudden, the girl that was after me, she did the same thing. And she's like, oh my god, I got kicked by a horse. And I looked at her, I'm like, honey, I'm like, do you have a bruise? Yeah, I have a bruise. And I'm like, honey, let me tell you something. My cousin has a cow, or has a horse. That fucking horse has stepped on my feet, has legit pushed me over. I have had a horse stand up on both of its back legs and, like, almost kick me in the face. I have had a horse legit, like, where, they challenge you. I had a horse do this. Like, legit start pounding the ground with its hoof. I'm like, while I'm in the stall with him, and you expect me to give a shit because a horse kicked you and it wasn't even a fucking back kick? Now, if a horse kicks you, yes, it hurts. But bitch, I was with fucking cows all yesterday. And I've had horses step on my feet. I've had my cousin horse legit step on my foot. And it didn't even hurt that bad. And I was wearing fucking tennis shoes, not fucking boots. So bitch, please, does not hurt that bad. Shut up. Oh, I almost went off on that bitch. She was too skinny and too fucking annoying. And me and the other girl, my partner, me and her were talking, and she's like, wow, you really are a farm girl. I'm like, nah, I've been stomped on and I've almost been kicked in the face by a horse. And I've been challenged by a horse. So I kind of know the feeling of a horse kick and a horse stomp and a horse wanting to kill you. This horse didn't want to kill her. It just stepped on her foot probably, and when it was putting its hoof down, it hit her leg. Bitch, please. My lab partner just couldn't help it but laugh. So that is my experience with farm animals and veterinarian care. So, hopefully that is reflected on you and you guys can understand when you get stepped on by a horse, it's not that bad. And I'm a bad crybaby. But I didn't cry when that fucking horse stepped on my foot. That thing weighs like 1,200 pounds. And I didn't cry. Bitch, please. Sorry. So that is my intake on working as a farm girl and a veterinarian person. I would like to do it, but I don't think I can do it. Alright, I'm gonna go now because I'm tired and fucking birds keep chirping and shit. It's getting annoying. I'm going in the house.